Students, until we have studied various compounds formed with carbon and hydrogen as the main elements. Now, let us study some of the other compounds which has the carbon has bonded with the other compounds such as halogens, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur. Now, these compounds, these atoms which contains these compounds as a halogen compounds, then the oxygen or nitrogen, sulfur, all these elements with these are called as the heteroatoms. Sometimes these heteroatoms are not separate ones, they are in the groups also. So the determining factor of properties of the compound that are called as the functional groups. You can see here the compounds acquire the specific chemical properties due to the heteroatoms. These atoms are said to be the heteroatoms. So hetero means different. Heteroatoms are groups of these heteroatoms that contain the heteroatom irrespective of their length or the nature of the carbon compounds. They are called as the functional groups, or heteroatoms or groups are called as the functional groups. Now there are several functional groups. We can consider it one by one. First, with the halogens, means chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So these are called as the halo functional groups, whereas chloro, bromo, or iodo. Now this is the chart where the heteroatoms, then the names of compounds, the structural formula, and the condensed formula. So first, that is the halogens, or the halo is the name. Here X and Cl, Br, chloro, bromo, and iodo. This is the condensed or short form. Next important as a heteroatom as an oxygen. First, that is alcohol, OH. When these compounds, they replace the hydrogen atom to satisfy the tetravalency of carbon. So OH is there, that is alcohol. This is written in this form, OH. Then next is the aldehyde, that is CHO, C double bond OH, CHO, aldehyde. Then the ketone, that is C double bond O, CO. Next is the carboxylic acid, COOH, C double bond O, C single bond OH, COOH, carboxylic acid. Next is ether, that is oxygen, O. Next, ester, COO, that is C double bond O and C double bond single bond O, that is COO. And last is heteroatom is nitrogen, where the amines are there, NH2 in this way. So these are the various functional groups. So understand the functional groups are formed with the heteroatoms, and these heteroatoms or group of these heteroatoms, they determine the chemical properties of the compound. So they are called as functional groups. Once again, the compounds acquire specific properties due to the heteroatoms or the groups of atoms that contain the heteroatom, irrespective of length and nature of carbon chain. Therefore, these heteroatoms or groups are called as functional groups. Halogens, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur are also there. And here are the names: alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, ether, and ester. And with the nitrogen, amines are there. So these functional groups will determine the properties. Students, we have learned various compounds having the different lengths. Moreover, we have also studied that the hydrogen atom is replaced by different functional groups, and thereby the compounds are formed. So let us study how these compounds vary. Now here we have to see the homologous series. Homo means identical. the series of compounds formed by joining the same functional group in the place of particular hydrogen atom on the chain having sequentially increasing length is called as the homologous series. Means sequential increase in the length of the carbon compound is going to happen, but the same functional group is attached. That is called as the homologous series. Now let us study the various types of homologous series. Homologous series are of all the compounds. Basically, initial homologous series of alkane, alkene, and alkynes are there. We have studied that alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons, whereas alkene and alkynes are unsaturated hydrocarbons. Now, we can start with the same as methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, and hexane, like this. Also, different homologous series are a homologous series of alcohol, homologous series of carboxylic acid, homologous series of aldehydes, esters, and all that. Now let us study how this occurs. First, we shall take example of methane. Here is chart, name, molecular formula, condensed structural formula, then the number of carbon atoms and the number of CH2 units as well as the boiling point. First example is of methane. That is, molecular formula of methane is CH4. Condensed formula is also CH4. Number of carbon atom, as only one carbon atom is present, so number of carbon atom is 1 and the CH2 unit is also 1. Minus 162 is the boiling point. The second member of this alkene family is ethane, C2H6, CH3, CH3. Again, number of carbon atom is 2 and the units are 2. Now here you can see the third one, that is the propane, C3H8. We have already discussed that general formula of alkane is CnH2H, H2n plus 2. According to that, these molecular formula are written down here. So C3H8, CH3, CH2, CH3, number of carbon atom 3, CH2 units 3, minus 42 is the boiling point. Then the next member, that is the butane, C4H10, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. You can see here that one CH2 unit is added, one methylene unit is added here. You can see CH3, CH3, in between CH2, one CH2 unit is added. In the butane, again one is added. In the pentane, C5H12, CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, and 36 is the boiling point. Here you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is pent. Pent means 5. Then hex. Hex means 6. C6H14, CH3, CH2, 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 and CH3. 69 is the boiling point. You can see here, as we go next to the member, one CH2 unit is added and thereby we can find the number of carbon atoms also and the number of CH2 units also. This is called as the homologous series. Homo means identical. In this series, the functional group is same, so the properties are also same of all these compounds. Or you can say that there is a major similarity in the properties of the compounds. Now we can find another homologous series. We can consider the homologous. There are several homologous series, but we have to find one more, that is of alcohol. You can find here the same is there, only instead of methane we call as methanol. Ethanol. In this way, I'm changing this. You write down separately. methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, pentanol, and hexanol. Now here O is added, CH4O. You can write down CH3OH also, and the molecular formula, that is CH4O. C2H6O, C3H8O, C4H10O, C5H12O, C6H14O. So this is now the homologous series of alcohol. Now we can write down the changes here. The structure you can see here, CH3OH. One hydrogen is replaced by the functional group, that is alcohol. Here also CH2OH. Here also CH2OH. Here also CH2OH. Next also. So this is the methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol, CH2OH. That is pentanol, and this is CH2OH, that is hexanol. So again, the number of carbon atoms will be same. There is no change. 4, 5, 6. Units also 4, 5, and 6. Only the boiling point will differ. Otherwise, that is the same. So this is the series of compounds formed by joining the same functional group. Here we are joining the same functional group, or OH, that is alcohol. Same functional group, in the place of particular hydrogen we are adding the last one. Now, and it is sequentially increasing the length. You can see here sequentially the length is increasing. This is having only one carbon atom, 2, 3, 4. As one CH2 unit is added, one methylene unit is added. So sequentially, there is an increase in the length of the compound, of length of the structural formula of the compound. So this is the homologous series. You can find here the rest of the homologous series by your own. Homologous series of alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, ether, ester. That is exercise for you. Go through all these, write down, and according to the changes, you have to find out the homologous series of the rest of the functional groups. Now let us once again revise this. We studied that the homologous series, homo means identical, same. There is a series of compounds formed by joining the same functional group, and the particular, in the place of particular hydrogen group, here the chains, they are sequentially increasing the length. That is called as the homologous series. Now here, what is the change? How do you find what are the various benefits of this homologous series? The very first homologous series you can interpret as the one methylene group is added, one CH2 is added. The second one means the molecular mass of these sequential members, that will increase by 14. You can find that CH2 12 plus 1 plus 1, that is 14 Dalton. So molecular mass, that is increased by 14. The third one, that is the number of, all these successive members, the number of carbon atom is increased by 1. 1, 2, 3. Consequently, one number is added. Next, that is all the properties, most of the properties are similar in this, as the functional group is same. And main thing, that all these members of homologous series, they can be expressed by same general formula. So this is all about the properties of the homologous series. We can once revise. Here we are giving all these members up to the only hexane, but there is heptane, octane, nonane, decane. You can go through for the practice. So this is all about the homologous series. Now, once again, we shall revise. First, what is the benefit of homologous series? What is the significance of this homologous series? That one methylene group is added. The molecular mass of successive or the next member is increased by 14. Third one number of carbon is increased. The next number will be added with 1. The fourth one, that the properties of all members are same. Majority of the elements shows the majority of compound shows the same properties. And last, that is all the members can be expressed through the only one general formula. So this is all about the homologous series. You go through all the homologous series for practice and you will understand all these points. Thank you.